You don't stay here and watch everybody else suffer. Oh, I'm going to help them. Help them what? A soul only moves forward when it decides to do that itself. No soul can be pushed, shoved into becoming more spiritual because somebody else feels they should be. Jesus said, "He who have no faith, follow me." He didn't beg everybody out there, all the Christians that were there, and anybody else to follow him. He knew they were all programmed, brain dead, and he knew that about families as well. When he said leave your families, he meant it for a reason. He didn't want to just see how much you're attached to him. He wanted to see if you're willing to learn the truth. Soul is here for itself, no other reason. Soul could be happy with a dog, a cat, a wife, a husband, whatever. But it doesn't need it. And it's not going to go with you. So the whole thing behind that, all right, when we deal with aspects of religion, well, we can take the programmed ideas of religion. How important are they? All right, when we go into reality of living life and we decide how we're going to move forward, well, hopefully you're willing to put the time in to get further down the road. If you're not going to get any further than where you are, and you might go backwards. It's like a ladder. You either climb up or you climb down. You're not going to get anywhere if you stay in the middle. But you're not going to get anywhere better if you climb down. So it's simple. It's not complicated. But how far are you willing to go with that? Are you ready? Are you ready to take the step and make the move into doing that? Whoever tunes into this show, I'm glad you're here today, now, in the present, in the moment. If you listen to the show to this point, I give you credit for at least facing some of the things that I know you probably have your own ideas of what's right and wrong already, your own belief system. Are you ready to let go of that, change it, allow different things to rearrange it to make it better? Probably most people will say yes and mean no. Do you believe in a God? Do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in Buddha? Do you believe in, what do you believe in? Does it help you? Oh, I feel good. All right, this. And we say a lot of things because that's what we tell ourselves. You could be sick. Usually if you get sick, you usually get better. But no, I prayed and I got better. God healed me or somebody healed me. How come the people that die, what do they say? Well, I prayed and I got nothing. Or I did this and I got nothing. It's the nature of life. It's the nature of your karma. That word people don't like to use because the word karma is cause and effect. What you create, you are responsible for. So, I was going to go into a story. I don't think I'm going to go into it today. It's really an incredible, horrible story. It could be a great movie if you like Halloween and horrible movies, but I'm not going to go there. I want to finish up on this part of it. When we create the things we do in our lives, are we really benefiting anybody? And I mean, in a real way. So, I want to explain things that we got programmed with. TV is the number one most common way, subliminal suggestions and all those kind of things, programming ideas. Now, Dsney is no longer here. He can't defend himself. So I'm not going to go into great detail about him. But if you saw all his movies when you were little, which you most likely did, you'll notice he always killed the main parent. And if it wasn't the main parent that died, it was always the person, the animal of the story that died. I mean, all the stories seem to, why they do it to children, I don't know. Try to get them used to the person or the animal or something to die around them. How about, why not let them live? I mean, Old Yellow, Black Beauty. I mean, even, who was the guy in the castle? Mickey Mouse, all those kind of things. The story when he went to the castle, and the blackness and the demons and all those other things. Even Dumbo, when who was it? His mother died. All these things. Something's always killed. Well, that's relating to life. No, that's relating to a life we created. I mean, the first books I wrote, yeah, I wish. I mean, I wrote books, but not the ones that I first read. Call of the Wild was one of my first books I read. Then I read White Fang after that. Sure, I was into wolves. I had this closeness to them, and those books were incredible to me. Then there was a movie that came out called Lobo. Again, they killed everybody, and the values of the one wolf they wanted to kill just kept going up, and he became wanted by everybody, and everybody was out to kill him, and they were killing every wolf they could. I mean, the stories always become abused. And when we deal with children, you feed a child an abuse situation, no matter how little it is, it's a subconscious programmed idea in their consciousness. So to make people warriors, not warriors, war people, willing to go to war, willing to kill, you got to subliminal suggest to them that they want to do it. I mean, I wanted to join the Army, and I enlisted, but I didn't go in. I was in an abusive family almost all my childhood. I'm now old enough to get away from everything, and I enlisted. I wanted to take electronics and boxing, and I was okay. They said, that's exactly what we'll give you. So a week later, I meet my girlfriend, who became my wife. But I was really sick at the time, as well, going along with everything else. I had peptic duodenal ulcers. And they told me, turned around and said, well, we really don't want you. But just to show you my numbers, that year we had the lottery for people going into the Army. My number was 360. I would have never been called. They would have had to take the whole United States inside the Army before I would have got called. They only made it to like 49, somewhere around that number. I don't know what the number was. But I got out, got married. If I would have went in, who knows how my life would have been. If I didn't meet my girlfriend in that moment, what would have happened? But I was just talking to somebody. Those moment decisions of things happening, it's one split second from changing your life from good to bad, or from better to worse, or worse to more worse, or to the worstest. And I can tell you, I've been there. I walked those steps. I mean, I know people have much worse stories here and there about certain things in their life. But when it comes to demons and higher beings and stuff like that, very few people can admit or understand that they could even walk in that space or want to. Or would have chosen to. If they didn't have to, they wouldn't. So I always had my foot in front of the other, moving forward. Never looked back. I mean, now I'm 65. I look back. I see every single step I took. And if you can, you could see the mistakes. And you will realize they're mistakes. Or everything's going to... No, not everything. Kill 10 people, you'll never see the higher realms in a long infinity period of time. So it's not whatever. It's one is right and one is wrong. Well, there's no such thing as wrong. Oh, then word it this way. One is okay and one is better. And it's always better to choose better than okay. If you're making a decision on a job, you got two jobs in front of you. One's a baker and one's an auto mechanic. What do you like doing? Well, the auto mechanic pays $300 a week, I mean back then, and the baker makes $150. So I'm going to take the auto mechanic. You got to go to school and all that stuff to learn something just to make money. And mankind does everything for money. How many people are extremely loving their job? They love their paycheck, all right, but do they love exactly what they're doing? And that's a real important thing in life, that you choose that. Make a decision. For me, it changed. When I was 12, I wanted to be a veterinarian. All I wanted to do was help animals. When I was 14 and I went to a vet and I was finding out about the procedures to become a vet and all those things, they said when you graduate high school, you can start as changing the dogs' cages and things like that. And then he says, we got to put like how many dogs to sleep a week. When I heard that, I couldn't accept it. That's what I wanted to do. Realize how many animals we kill because of the ignorance of man as well. Breeding a dog and putting those puppies out in the street, don't like their dog, they stick it out on the street. I mean, what man does to what they say to an animal that would truly love them back more than anything else they could ever imagine is incredibly sick. So I said, I can't do that. I mean, I'm sure I could help an animal when I can, but I sure don't want to kill him because somebody else doesn't like him. So I said, no, I don't want to do that. And then I thought it out. I was going to become a baker. I couldn't get into the school that I wanted. And then I took electronics. So then I said, you know, one of the best paid jobs of things that I think I would like would be working for the phone company. It took me 4 years to get into the phone company, but I did. And I stayed there and retired from them. But in that job, I did what I want. I did what I wanted, not what the company wanted. We signed papers saying you can't do this, you can't do that, you can do this, you can do that, but you can't do this. Well, they offered us college fee and pay for it and everything. They would pay for psychology, but they wouldn't pay for oceanography, computer programming, computer graphics. I wanted to do that, but the only school times were during school hours, and they would see if I took being a psychologist, they would let me off from the job to go to work, to go to school, but oceanography they wouldn't. So it was a game that I had to play, and I decided, no, I don't want to go to any other courses. I definitely don't want to become a psychologist. And I never used that, even though it was there for me. Right decision, wrong decision. If I wanted to make money, I could have took that course, become a psychologist. And they use it in a phone company to give you a different position and things like that. But no, I said, no, I'd rather be outside. So I worked outside 20 years, day and night. Nighttime was always hard in the phone company, dealing with electric lines, going to the house at night and all that. But I was by myself. I set my truck up the way I wanted, meaning music-wise. I made my self-portable air conditioner in my truck and things like that. And I'm sorry, I'm going to jump. They're selling this stupid refrigerator air conditioner box for $89 and saying it's the coolest thing, the most easy way to get air conditioning wherever you are. It's a stupid little box with a fan in it that blows air through water dripping down a piece of material. It's not an air conditioner. It's a big piece of baloney. In the old days, and it was a confectionery air conditioner, if you want to call it anything, but basically you used to put ice cubes in a tray on top of it, and the fan would blow over the ice cubes. At least it was chilling the ice cubes. So what I made for my truck, I had a little tray. I used to go to an ice cream place and get ice cubes and put them in my tray. I had this fan that was right on top of it, and it had a tube where the water would drip out and everything. I designed my truck with weightlifting stuff in there, and I designed it every way I wanted. So yeah, I was doing everything I wanted at the same time. And now, here's the thing. I don't know if I can even say it, but I did things that I felt were right. The company split up. They were charging old ladies $160 to fix their jack many years ago. Old ladies, because when they broke up with AT&T, they gave the wiring to them, and we took over the phones, and if we touched the wiring, we had to charge per hour, and it became really money-ized situation. Really sad for people. That was the worst thing the government did, even though they said, oh, it's the best thing we did is split up AT&T and Bell Atlantic. We were the biggest corporation in the United States, conglomerate together. When they split us up, they said nobody can franchise and own, blah, blah, blah. many years